Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today for this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I was able to turn this wig into this wig. Okay, how do I go from step 1 to step 10? All right, so for this video, guys, we're using Tinashe hair, and they sent me this beautiful highlight honey blonde wig. This is a 13x4 lace front, color P427. It's straight and it's 26 inches. I did have to bleach knots and pluck it a little bit. But of course, in the package, they're gonna send you some goodies: wig cap, combs, clips, edge brushes, lashes, a bonnet. Just a lot of stuff was sent with this package, guys. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is examine the wig, which right here is a blonde mixed wig. The lace looks way lighter than my client's head that I'll be using today. So how am I gonna go from here to make it look blended in and just well mixed and melted, right? So these are the steps that I'm going to be taking, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So the first thing I want to do is I go ahead and I spray the hairline of the hair with some got to be glue spray, and I make sure not to really spray too much on the lace part, but just I'm doing it to get the hair out the way, like all the little frilly stuff, like all the baby hairs. I'm trying to take those out of the mix. So what the got to be glue spray is going to do is kind of like make it a little bit hardened and sticking together so that it doesn't interrupt when I start to bleach. So what I use is I use the BW2, and I have my little packages that I buy, and then I use the Clear All 40 the 40, you know, mix that up. So for your consistency, guys, this is so important, because this is, in the beginning when I first started, I used to mess up tremendously, is the consistency of the bleach. You kind of want it to be like a icing, like a cake icing kind of consistency, not too hard, not too soft or runny, no runny at all. Okay, so that's gonna mess up your lace. So for me to bleach it, I use a 40 because 40 is kind of quicker when it comes to like bleaching. So I don't want to be waiting around all day for it to bleach. So I like to use the 40 volume developer, and you want to put enough powder in there, but where you go wrong is when you put too much of the developer in there, guys. So take your time with it. Put a little bit, mix it around. Put a little bit more, mix it around. You do not want to put too much in there, and then you're gonna have to be trying to find more powder to make the consistency what you want. So you want to put a little bit, mix, mix, mix. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find that cake batter, not batter, like a icing, like a frosty icing mix before you put it on the cake. That's the type of consistency that I want. Nice and fluffy, not too runny, not too hard. So all right, so I needed a little bit more in there, so I went ahead and did that. But once I mix this last round around, like, I've reached the consistency that I need. And as you can see, this looks like a little bit of a mixture, but you really don't need that much. Once I start spreading it on the lace, it really gives me enough. You don't need a whole bowl filled with mixture to make this work. So once I start spreading it on the lace, and this is the reason why I use a spatula. You kind of want something. I don't like to use the little brush that comes with it, because it just gets everywhere. It's not as smooth, and it's brushing, and I feel like the spatula just slides on so much better, like, and it's just makes the whole thing like so smooth, and it just curves with the lace. Like when you're trying to dig in there, you want something that's gonna move. You don't want something super stiff. So the spatula does like kind of bend and curve as I'm going, and it's so easy to like lay it over. So what I want you guys to notice is if you can even see it, is that when you go on the lace, you don't want to go through the lace too much. You want to go through the lace just a tiny empty bit, so that when you do dye it, it doesn't dye the hair, it just dyes that knotted part. So what I'm doing now, I've already washed it out. I put some purple shampoo on it, Shimmer Light purple shampoo, and I let that sit for about 5 minutes. And this is the color that I get. It already looks more natural. You can barely see any of the black spots. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a little additional plucking. So when it comes to the plucking, what I like to do is I like to part where they have already plucked. I like to part that out and go to the denser area and pluck a little bit more. So we want our plucking to go back like 1.5 inches. We really just, the thicker it is at the front, the more unnatural it looks. So we really just want it to look as natural as possible, and it looks more natural when the plucking goes back at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So that's what I'm doing. I've pulled out where they've already plucked, and then I go to where it's most dense and I start plucking that back some. And I just keep parting and parting until I say, okay, this looks natural enough, you know? So it's really not something specific that I'm looking for. I just kind of want to see, like, I can see through it up until 1 inch, 1.5 inches. So that's my plucking method, guys. Okay, so once I'm done plucking, what I like to do is spray some hairspray on the hair. I've already washed it, it's already good to go. So what the hairspray is doing is really giving it a light hold, as I'm using the Sebastian Shaper Plus, and I'm going to take the hot comb and just kind of brush the hair back. Again, this is just getting the hair out the way. I kind of want a light hold on it to just get all the baby hair stuff out the way and slick back, so that when I start to put it on the client's head, like, I don't have to tussle and rustle and bustle with the hair. It just goes on and like everything's good. So what I'm doing next is I use my Ruby Kisses in color, I think 11 I'm using for this client. Different color, different client, okay? So whatever I use to do her base of her cap is the same color I'm gonna be using in this lace. Some lace don't call for you to color it, but this lace, because it's so light, I was so scared that it wasn't gonna melt properly, so I had to color it. And that's basically what I'm doing here. So I color the inside and then I color around the hairline itself on the other side. So this is gonna make it look so natural. Here is my client, my beautiful little sister. She's sitting in my chair. She's never had a blonde hair before, so she's super excited. As you can tell. Let me stop. So what you want to do is go ahead and put that on your client's head. You already can see, like, yeah, I had to pull that out some so I can make sure. So I'm basically making sure like her full hairline is covered. I've already glued her cap down. I've already done all of that. All I need to do is just put the lace on her head, and I'm just combing it in to make sure that the lace sticks to the glue. And like I said before, probably multiple times, and we'll probably say it again, do not be afraid to employ your clients to hold the wig down. This is so helpful when they're able to just like hold it down some so you can get stuff done, like me wrapping the headband around her head. This is to make sure that I melt the lace into the glue. So this is going to help the melting process. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm using the glue down part of her hair, and I'm cutting off the excess lace and excess hair that did not get glued down. So it's very helpful when you use an eyebrow razor to do it, but however, it's also easy to cut your client. So please be careful when you're doing that. I know you can see the white casting around. Just wait a second. I already know what y'all gonna be saying. Y'all see the white cast? I know. But that's all gonna get blended in once I am done. You just gotta put a little more makeup on it. Just put the elastic band back down. You know, once you pull the baby hairs out and do all of that, it's going to melt in perfectly. So just don't get freaked out, don't get anxiety when you start seeing that white cast. There is definitely ways to fix it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apologize right now for skipping steps. I ran out of a video, so I wasn't able to film the rest. However, this is the final look, you guys. This is my little sister, serving face, serving hair, serving beauty, just flawless. Okay, so it's well blended, well melted. It just looks amazing. Again, this is Tinashe hair. This is their Highlight Honey Blonde Straight Hair 13x4 lace front wig. So if you guys like what you see, the link will be in the description bar for you to purchase.